using the viewpoints from the beginning of the universe. So there is simply no foundation for the existence of God based on the laws of nature. Consider the vastness of the universe and the void that exists. Besides that, the mathematics just isn't there. I need to see it to believe it.
Excuse me, but I'm not sure about that.
What do you mean?
Well, if you're saying that there is no foundation for the existence of God based on the laws of nature, you should consider that science does not explain everything. It actually takes more faith to believe that there isn't a creator of the universe.
Ah, a classic Christian argument. Surely science cannot answer everything. But look at 3000 BCE. Ancient Egyptians used to have a sun, God, a rain god, and many other gods to explain things that science could not explain at the time. But look at now. We surely have an explanation for the basis principles of life, such as participation. We cannot just fill God with things we do not know, or things science cannot explain yet.
I don't think she's trying to fill any hole with your argument, but there are substantial reasons why the laws of science simply do not apply when we are talking about the creation of the universe.
The laws of science do not apply? Isn't that quite the cop-out? The laws of science define why the things are the way they are. Look at the substantial evidence for the Big Bang Theory. That is science and physics itself. It is the foundation for the basis science principles.
No, she's right. And yes, there was a Big Bang, but what about before the Big Bang? What about causality? We can all agree that everything has a cause, right? With that being said, we need someone who is the very first cause, the uncaused cause, which we call God. He's the cause of all causes.
Where are you even going with this?
Do you not agree?
Yes, everything has a cause, of course. There is a cause.
Well, if I dropped this pencil, there were causes for the way I dropped the pencil, how fast it fell to the ground, and what my body had to do in order for me to drop the pencil. But what if we keep going further and further back in time and try to draw out what caused it? When you go far back enough, you reach before there was ever a universe, before the universe was even in existence.
Yeah, that's when you get the Big Bang.
But what was the cause of the Big Bang?
On the basic principles of science.
Well, you agree, and space and time were created at the same time, right?
Well,
because without the universe, time was not in existence, correct?
I suppose so.
Well, if space and time were created at the same time, there had to be a point where the laws of science and physics were not in existence yet. Our world was not always in existence, right? As you have mentioned before in our class, time is a property of the universe, so time came into existence with the universe itself.
Well, that doesn't mean that God had to create the universe. You can't just throw out random creatures that created the universe. By that logic, why would it not be logic to assume that the flying spaghetti flying monster or some other random mythical creature created the universe?
Because here's the thing, God is eternal.
What? You mean he's existed since the beginning of time? Look, you can't just ask me if the Big Bang Theory is true. What caused the Big Bang? Because if you ask me, then I'm allowed to ask. If you believe that God created the universe, then who created God?
Well, that's where you're wrong. You see, being eternal does not mean that God existed from the beginning of time. It means that he has existed and has been in existence outside of time. He is outside of the universe, so he is the rule over the universe. So the rules of the universe do not apply to him. So since God is outside of the universe, it gives us logical reason to believe he did create the universe.
Well, you're not even bringing science into the argument. That was a completely theological argument. I need science, and I need evidence. And also, the Big Bang isn't necessarily true. The universe could have always existed.
Yeah. There are tons of principles of science that are applicable to my argument. Look at the second law of thermodynamics. Left to themselves, things break down.
Break down? Yeah, I know.
So assuming the time runs down and as it goes on, the universe has come from an origin of having a full supply of energy. This has been known for quite a long time.
Yeah, thank you for teaching me the history of physics to me. It sounded like I had my master's. That was completely necessary.
Alright, so then you'd be familiar with the fact that Albert Einstein discovered that the universe is an expanding universe. And if the universe has been expanding, this implies that it has been doing this because of an explosion that happened, implying that there was a beginning of the universe.
Well, knowing all of your facts, I'm sure you're familiar with the concept that Einstein created the anti-gravity force.
Well, how would you not know that he literally apologized for his errors and always with the And always with the discovery of Edwin Hubble in the 1920s, he observed the redshifts, where galaxies were moving farther and farther away from each other.
Okay, maybe the Big Bang Theory is extremely likely, but how are you relating this to religion at all? I mean, you can't just say that you believe in the Big Bang Theory, yet you also believe in the Bible. I mean, clearly you are a Christian, so you must believe that Genesis is true. Or are you just one of these people that cherry-pick which parts of the Bible are true and which aren't?
Well, clearly the Bible is not meant to be a scientific explanation for the creation of the universe. And secondly, Genesis is actually accurate.
I mean, have you even read what's in there? You think that light came before the sun?
Well, the universe was created 15 billion years ago in a burst of light, and then our sun and our planet came into existence billions of years later.
But still, 7 days? Really? Even that's not supposed to be scientifically accurate. What would even be the purpose of stating that the universe was created in 7 days?
Well, it actually wasn't necessarily created in 7 days.
What? Now you're not just going to choose how you interpret the Bible for your benefit?
No, this is based off of facts. We translate from the word yom, but it's not necessarily a day. It's just a period of time, not necessarily 24 hours, not necessarily clock time at all. All we know is that it was a period of time, but we did not know how long it took to create the universe. In fact, Genesis supports the Big Bang and let there be light, and this goes along with the fact that there was an instant flash of light when the universe was created. It was a trillionth of a second, and there was an intense flash of light out of the nothingness.
Well, I don't know about you, but the story of the Bible is just like any other religious story in history. Look at Zeus or Hercules. And you can see that these stories aren't based off of evidence.
Well, actually, Jesus is a well-attested historical figure, and even atheist historians agree. You can't compare Jesus, someone who is 100% God, 100% man, to someone who is half mortal and half immortal.
Well, if he is so human, why would he make other people lose?
What are you talking about?
So if you're making a prayer, wishing for a football team to win, or something like that, isn't he trying to make the other guy lose? If that's an all-loving God, I'm not sure I'd want him as my God. And what's he doing, helping someone lose a football game, when there are causes of hunger and disease in the world?
Well, people who pray for wins are just selfish and misguided. Just because people don't know how to pray correctly doesn't mean it can be used as an argument for atheism.
Well, how does praying solve everything? It seems to me that religion is the root cause of most of other issues. Look at the wars going on in the Middle East, with ISIS taking over other countries because they want to promote their own form of religion.
Well, religion is necessary for morality. Why would we do things that benefit us, such as lying, cheating, or why would we do things that don't benefit us, such as lying, cheating, and stealing? How do we know that these things are wrong? And this is because God sets the standard for morality.
All right, well, this is burning up class time. You can't just try to change my opinion when I've had years of study, but maybe it isn't necessarily reasonable to assume that science can explain all of the universe's creation. Perhaps there was a creator, but there are still many things I do not agree with. But anyways, we have to get to class.
I understand. Maybe we could discuss this further outside of class.
All right, let's move on.
You guys are psycho. This is 9 minutes long.